Okay, so the title of my TED Talk today is Seek Harmony. Work-life balance doesn't exist. How many of you feel like you have the perfect work-life balance? That everything you do, you show up as your perfect, authentic, whole self, and you are super happy at home and at work. Raise your hand. That's what I thought. Me either. This whole concept of work-life balance is ridiculous. But I figured out the solution. Forget it. It doesn't exist. We shouldn't be trying to seek a work-life balance. It's impossible. Instead, let's seek harmony. I don't know about you, but I have frequently thought or felt like I was standing on a teeter-totter. On one side, I had everything, all my family obligations, and on the other side, I had my work obligations, and I constantly felt like I was going like this, and you never find balance. Balance is impossible. Have you ever stood or sat on a teeter-totter, right? It's up and down and up and down. You can never, ever feel like you have balance. Let's think about all the hats we wear as women. Personally, I wear far more hats than I probably should. Shout out some of the hats you wear. Babysitter. Come on out. Shout out. Chauffeur. Nurse. What else? Mediator. The cleaner. Absolutely, the house cleaner, right? The chef. Therapist. Okay. And then obviously some of the normal ones, right? We're partners to a spouse. We are professionals. We may be a business owner. We may be a boss. We are all daughters. I'm assuming all of us are daughters, right? Many of us are sisters. We are all granddaughters. We all have these roles, and these hats just keep piling on. And as we age, frequently, we end up with more hats. We never get to take one away. So how do we manage all of these roles? In seeking harmony, we can manage it all. There's no such thing as work-life balance, but we can figure out how to make beautiful music together. This came to me because as a child, as a high school and college student, I studied music. I am in that photograph if you want to try to find me in there. And so music to me has always been a big part of who I am. It's part of my philosophy. It's the way my brain works. And I started thinking about the fact that harmonies are beautiful. And some days you have a 2-part harmony, and sometimes you can have a 6-part harmony. And I love the complex orchestral and choral music where you have all of these voices or instruments just blended together. I sang a little jazz in high school and college as well, and those are even crazier, right? The little nuances. But what happens if one instrument is out of tune, or one voice hits the wrong note? Everyone make that face. Right? We start to hear some discord. We start to feel something is not right as we're listening. So I have come up with a way to get past that. I had created a formula. This is the formula. It's very, very simple. First, live in gratitude. Second, live your authentic life. And third, prioritize you unapologetically. As we go through this process of living in gratitude, it is a big part of who I am as a person. About 15 years ago or so, I had a really, really horrible year. And I woke up most mornings a little sad, a little frustrated, and I didn't want to carry that out into the world. I didn't want that to be the way I presented myself to my kids, to my students. And so I remembered that my aunt had told me when she was going through breast cancer that the thing that helped her stay grounded was that she kept a gratitude journal. And each night she would write 1 to 3 things that she was grateful for. And so I decided to take up that practice. This was right when Facebook just launched, and I thought, you know what, I know myself, if I don't do it publicly, I won't do it at all. So I started posting on Facebook every single day what I was grateful for. And what I found is that if I waited till the end of the day to post, I spent my whole day counting my blessings. And by the end of the day, I had a list to choose from, and I always was able to try to decide what was my favorite blessing of the day. So it wasn't like trying to figure it out. It was hard to decide which one. And it changed my life. That practice absolutely changed who I am as a person. And it's something now I've carried through over the last 15 years. Now it's not just the month of November. A lot of people do that, for the 30 days of November. It's something that I just always have in my brain, always have in my heart. The second part of this process is a lot harder. Living authentically takes a lot of bravery. But I have some recommendations on how to go about it. As a business coach, one of the things I always have my businesses do is to write down their mission and their vision statements. We should have a mission and a vision statement as people as well. And you base your choices off of those mission and vision statements. Your mission is who you are today and what you do. Your vision is your future. Paint your life. Decide who you want to be. Decide where you want to go. The last part of it, though, is a little bit more complicated, and that is stating your values. When you write on paper your mission, your vision, and list your core values of how you want your life to be, sometimes that creates loss. Sometimes when you're willing to make those statements, we have to make difficult decisions and cut things out of our lives. Sometimes we have to let go of people. Sometimes we have to let go of activities when they don't align with who we are as our authentic self. The last part of the process is prioritizing yourself. We talk a lot about self-care. I'll be perfectly honest, not one of my favorite topics. I'm not very good at it. And it's not what I'm talking about here. What I am referring to is not sacrificing yourself for everyone around you. We tend to do that as women. We put ourselves last of all of our hats. Not one of you said, I am me. We put our kids, our spouses, our jobs, we put our jobs ahead of our own personal health. We have to stop doing that. We have to prioritize who we are as people, as humans, because we have value innately. And we cannot continue to put ourselves last. So sometimes, as the choir sings or the orchestra plays, we have to ask them to pause, and you get to sing the melody.